Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and now is my time for me to do my top 10 favorite films of this year. Last video of this year, 2018. So hopefully this will be. I have reviewed some of them, so hopefully this will be much more shorter than my usual ones because my previous ones have always been like an hour long. So hopefully this will be much more shorter because I reviewed some of these so you can watch those videos so I have more details on them. So, but anyway, let's get right down to them. So my top, my top 10 favorite films of this year. So, starting off, just to have, I don't know which one I can choose because I got these ones have both these films have flaws in them though. So I try to put them as both together as 10 because each one has like the same amount of flaws. So, but I reviewed both. I reviewed both of these. So, but for that, since they both came out almost not actually a month apart. So, but each one of these has flaws. So I chose I reviewed both of them. But so this one is of Ready Player One. I do like the film, but this is few issues that makes me not love it though, but still. Ready Player One and Rampage. Okay, so I reviewed both of these because they're due. They both at the same. Both have the same amount of flaws I have, so that's why I decided to put them both as 10 really quick though. So, but Ready Player One. Start with this one. I like the film. I thought. From director Steven Spielberg, that said it was like this the second hardest film he had to do, but based on the book by Ernest Cline, and for the amazing reason why I like it is that for all the that's the main purpose of to reference all the stuff from the 80s, 90s to make you see all these stuff references. So, but it's a virtual reality world called the Oasis. And seeing all of these pop culture stuff, like especially our main ones, like the DeLorean from Back in the Future, King Kong, the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, the Iron Giant, and then also including all the cool, even the smaller ones I didn't even see though. Like I didn't expect to see, like the Glaive from Krull. That was a cool, awesome appearance to see that in that the Glaive. They like the gun from the gun from the rifle from Aliens. It was cool to see that our female lead was using. Even like the advertised for Jack Slayer 3 from Last Action Hero. Christine, John Carpenter's Christine, the Plymouth Fury. So many others, like other ones like Master Chief from Halo, Spawn. It's only like split seconds you already see these little things. It's like get this and freeze frame to see all the references. But Chucky as well, which like I said before, that's something that's like this Chucky has done more fast and agile than the ones we've seen from the dumbass these crappy other ones. Sad to say. But I explained all this stuff before, and the best part of the film was like they were in the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. I thought that was a really cool, awesome scene where they're actually in the Overlook Hotel. How the film looked like it was from the 1980 movie. That was a cool, awesome thing. With the hedge maze and we're seeing the River of Blood, the elevator, and all that. It's cool to see that. Now, well, the thing is, I don't love this because for number one and for number one and number two, our lead was not good. He was just bland and boring. That's the major thing with it. For a character of Wade Watts, and our villain played by Ben Mendelsohn, he was just a typical generic villain. Like, evil corporation wants to take over. That's the two main drawbacks. Our lead was boring, and so was our villain. That's the two main issues with why I don't love the film. So, yeah, with the visually, and also plus another thing, it pisses me off that I saw those 2014 Ninja Turtles films. If this was supposed to be a reference from 80s and 90s, why couldn't we see the ones from the 90s movie, the first 1990 movie? Because, like I said that Spielberg is friends with Michael Bay. That's why they put him in there. I'm sorry, I hate seeing those Ninja Turtles. Get them out of my face, okay? Show the ones from the 90s. The night from 1990. Because it was a reference to that, so that's another major thing. I hate seeing those freaking turtles. But yeah, that's why but I like the film overall, so you can check my review on it, but those main issues. And same with Rampage, Dwayne Johnson, I thought he did a good job in the movie. And it was cool. It was and Jeffrey D. Morgan as Agent Russell. I thought he was a very fun character, especially he was referenced, especially the stuff that he says is quick, obviously, to his character of Negan from The Walking Dead. How he says, the way he talks. But I enjoy his character. He was like the highlight of the film for me. So, and the issue is like it was just the whole first hour. So was just not much happens for seeing the monsters build to become monsters of George, Lizzie. Well, we don't see Lizzie until the third act. So, with Ralph. The first half of the movie was boring. So, but until we get to the third act, when our three monsters go on the rampage, like referencing from the video game, that's when I enjoyed. They're just breaking everything up, or throwing cars and stepping on people, throwing people, or whatever, causing major destruction, just like the game, which I like. And Dwayne Johnson, he gets in some over the top acting when he's like shooting grenades, like or shooting with there's this down helicopter, and he's just going So, yeah, the third act was the third act was what saved the movie. That's why I don't love it, because the first half was boring. So, but I reviewed it, so you can check that out. So, I get more details on that. So, I put those both at number 10 because those big issues with those, why I don't love them. So yeah, and moving on. So now moving on to number 9 is A Quiet Place. To me, yeah, that thinks like, well, further I ever review with another film that's further down on my list in my top 5. One is also part horror film though, but it also has action/horror. So, but for pure horror, I would say this was one of the best ones of this year. I would say, especially I know how horror films have been coming out with one big hit after another, like past like this year and last year, making a comeback. But A Quiet Place, I enjoy the premise of the movie. I like the whole idea that there's these creatures out here, and they can hear anything, even for the slightest sound. And I like the whole idea that everything for our main characters, the family, with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, that they're all wearing shoes, because being barefoot, because wearing shoes makes noise, so they all have to wear barefoot to be. And I love how they have to communicate through sign language, because the oldest daughter, is actually played by a real deaf girl, so that made it much more interesting and intriguing. So they had to actually do a whole bunch of sign language to communicate for not to say any sound. And I like this whole idea about this. It kind of reminds me from Tremors, because the graboids are attracted by sound, and so are these creatures. It reminds me of the thing of Tremors, make a sound. And Emily Blunt did a really good job, and especially her real life husband, who also starred in directing this, John Krasinski. They both do a good job. And basically, I ever rarely see a film that's basically a whole movie that's basically almost like no dialogue at all in this movie. So yeah, the premise, the cast, the whole idea. Now there is just one or two nitpicks of it. I will say. The CGI of the creatures, especially when we see them towards the end of the movie, it's not best, but I would say it's average though. And how the way the film ended, I'm sure people have seen the film, I know, but I also say though, but I know how the whole idea that John Krasinski does the self-sacrifice to save his kids, and it's Emily Blunt who kills the creature, and she's the one who has to defend the children now. Another thing is, it has how horror films are, like how the female has to to save the day. like I say, ever rarely want to have a female, a male lead as the hero. You know, like in The Collector and The Collection. Josh Stewart's character, he was the hero of that. Ever really, and of course, if you count Ash from the Evil Dead series, though, but ever have like a lead male throughout the whole thing, though, but still, I'll knock on it because I enjoy the film a lot. And of course, the whole thing right at the beginning, of course, with the youngest boy with a freaking toy, which they mentioned, don't take this, it makes noise, but the kid's stupid enough to take it anyway and makes noise, and therefore thus he gets killed. The kid did not listen, and he got himself killed. Although that at the same time, it was kind of ballsy to know they killed a child at the same time. But the flip side, the reason why the kid died because it was from his own stupidity, because he was told not to take that because it makes noise, but he still went and did it anyway. And also the thing is, though, with and there was also an random old guy, I guess his wife died, but he was just there just to make another kill person, where he just to create noise to get himself killed, suicide. But yeah, overall, yeah, A Quiet Place, yeah, a couple of nitpicks with the ending, the creatures, like CG, and especially how the way they look was like their mouth spraying like to a flower, all that. But still, that's a nitpick though. But how with the kid, even though ballsy to kill a child though, but still at the same time, his own stupidity. So, but that's the premise of the film. The whole thing basically no dialogue. The whole sign language communicating, all that, and this whole premise of the film, I really do I like. So A Quiet Place is my number 9 film. I enjoyed the film. John Krasinski did a good job directing as well as starring in the film, along with his wife, Emily Blunt, who I enjoy as an actress. She did a really good job as well, too. Especially the whole, with her, because in the film later she's pregnant, and the whole thing when her baby's being delivered, the whole situation, the creatures are out in their house, so made it much more, what's happening next, so. Emily Blunt did a good job, too, so. So the number 9 is A Quiet Place. Boys, what I don't have the DVD, so I still have to get it. So all this from memory, but I will get it though. So A Quiet Place, number 9. Now number 8 is a film I have reviewed. I did review, and I enjoy the film, and that is of The Meg. Starring Jason Statham, you got Rainn Wilson. Winston Chow, Lee Bing, Ruby Rose, and Cliff Curtis. The first of the cast is very solid, especially Jason Statham. He was once in really good in the lead, especially for him starring in a. People say it's science fiction thriller. I put this in a horror because there's not too many films like this with a horror in it though. So I'll put this as a horror film. But the film was to my surprise, a huge hit. It made over $500 million worldwide in the box office, which is a film I did not expect to be that huge. I thought this one would flop, but it completely surprised the crap out of me in its numbers. Probably because people wanted to see Jason Statham go up against a megalodon. Maybe that's the reason why. And he did, especially at the end. It was a very badass scene in the movie that has made me go, yes, that made me worth the movie for me right there. But Jason Statham did a really great job, and the whole thing with the megalodon when they go underneath. Which Jason Statham's character was rescue diver when something happened in the beginning where he had to make a hard choice to save some survivors. So that's that cliche we've seen before though, but still. And when his ex-wife and 2 other people are trapped down there when they're stuck in the mini-subs, he goes down there to rescue them. And it's the Megalodon. And then I would say the effects of the Megalodon, I think look better than the creatures I've seen from A Quiet Place, effects-wise though. And definitely, the budget was definitely there, especially probably went all to the Megalodon and the whole settings. I like the whole underwater research facility. I really like the look of it, the setting of it. And And Cliff Curtis, I enjoy him as an actor. I've said it before, like when I did that last DVD update I mentioned before. I ain't going to that again. But, and, well, so that is the way they kill the Megalodon. This is like they don't blow it up like how we've seen in all the shark movies we've seen, blowing it up. Like The Shallows, that did have different ending how to kill a shark. Same with this. And although, as I said before, the only nitpick I have is with the Megalodon didn't do much because, I don't know why, because when you have a giant Megalodon, it can just cause all kinds of chaos. Especially, I mentioned before, the beach scene, the China beach scene. Like, there's a whole bunch of people, you could just have the Megalodon just gobble up people left and right, though. Well, it does get a couple of people, though, but not much. Like, when there's some people on these wooden rafts, it gets a couple of them, especially guys in that big rubber plastic ball. Pops it like a balloon. But it didn't do all that much, though, and I thought that was a missed opportunity, especially when you have a Megalodon. It could have, although I do like the shot, went over at the overhead shot of seeing how big the shark is compared to how small the beachgoers are. I do like the overhead shot of that. But it just didn't do that much damage in this movie. And I thought that was my only big gripe with the movie. I wish it would have done more, though. Well, there was two of them, because they killed the first one with the poison, while one just popped up and swallowed that one guy named the Wall, and it ate the other one. Well, it tipped over the boat at the same time. But the finale, though, when they're trying to when Jason Statham is underwater sub with along with our female lead, and Jason Statham does the badass thing where he tips it, like goes underneath the belly and cuts it open to make it bleed, and then when the Megalodon rises up, he takes that. Those are the best badass scene where he takes that piece of metal, it just jams it right into the Megalodon's eye, and then sticks it even further, and allows the other little sharks to feed on it. Jason Statham, that's the bit that made the whole movie right there. Where he just badassly just takes out the Megalodon single-handedly. Best badass moment. It just reminds me from Deep Rising with Treat Williams. What are you looking at? Just takes a shotgun and blows that sea monster's eye out. It kind of reminds me, like, because he blew that monster's eye out and he stuck a piece of metal in the Megalodon's eye. So maybe that's why it just reminds me from Deep Rising. What are you looking at? But yeah, that's what. Yeah, so the only nitpick I have was the shark. The Megalodon didn't do much in the movie. Yeah, it does some minimal damage here and there, but it should have, like, especially the beach scene. It should have just like ate a whole bunch, like left and right. But nah. But other than that, though, the cast does a good job. The effects, I would say, that was like a little bit better than the one from the Creatures from a Quiet Place, though. And Jason Statham, he was still a badass. How he took out the Megalodon. Of course, but since the film made money, it's gonna get a sequel. Which of course I knew it would. So, especially for the money it made. So, but yeah, so that's number 8, The Meg. I enjoyed the film. So yeah, and now we'll move on to number 7 now. Oh, wait a minute. I screwed up here. The Meg was actually number 8, and A Quiet Place was number 9. No, wait a minute. I'm screwing up right here. Okay. Okay, no. My freaking mistake. I've got myself screwed up. Regardless of everything I said, Ready Player One and Rampage were number 11s. How about I screwed up? Then number 10 is A Quiet Place, and The Meg is number 9. Because there's a film I had to squeeze in for number 7. I screwed up. So yeah, my whole mistake. Number 11 is Ready Player One and Rampage. Number 10 is A Quiet Place. The Meg is number 9. I can't believe I screwed that up. So, I do apologize for that. This is number 8. Number 8 is a film stars Liam Neeson, and that is The Commuter. I thought it was a fun action movie. one of Liam Neeson's best since Nonstop, actually, because Nonstop was back in 2014, and I haven't seen Liam Neeson in some better action films since then. So, and I enjoy this film, and it's directed by the guy who directed, along with Liam Neeson's other films, Unknown, Run All Night, and Nonstop. But he also directed the House of Wax remake, The Shallows, which I enjoy, and Orphan. So, I think that this guy is like fifth collaboration with Liam Neeson. And Liam Neeson did a really great job, and what made the film is the premise of how this time is like it's on a train, and especially for Liam Neeson's character, who I felt bad about. I really do. And you got those ones supporting cast. You got Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, which they were together in the Conjuring films as the Warrens. Jonathan Banks has an appearance. It's nice to see him in there, and Sam Neill as well. He's only in for like the beginning and a little bit at the end. So, but the whole premise of that Liam Neeson, he's this guy who is an insurance guy. He's an insurance guy. And he's down on his luck because of what's going on in his life, and it makes me feel bad for the guy. And until he's greeted by a woman, played by Vera Farmiga, and tells them that there's some money involved. That if you just answer my one question, you ride the train all the time. What person doesn't belong? And then since then, it becomes this big wild ride. How he has to save the train. Also, there's a witness to this protect this witness. Well, he has to identify who's the witness on this train as well, because from a crime that was a witness from. So, and you get some bits of humor that I enjoy, especially for this one guy who's like this arrogant, ignorant stockbroker guy, and Liam Neeson just has his one fun. I thought it was a really funny moment where I think the best funny moment in the movie where he says, on behalf of the middle class people, fuck you. He just does that to the guy. I thought that was really hilarious. And another thing once again with the third act, like all the previous ones, like a nitpick though is the third act, especially how with the train almost like derailing, how the way that is edited, and also how at the end after the trail's derailed, when the police get there and when Patrick Wilson is there, which I won't get into much because I haven't reviewed it. So, but the Commuter action was good, and Liam Neeson I enjoy. He was really great in the movie. Although that doesn't happen in the movie. I don't know why they stick him on like that. That doesn't happen in the movie. But as for the supporting cast, Vera Farmiga was decent for what she working with, and then the same with Patrick Wilson, Sam Neill, and nice to see Jonathan Banks in there. For the most part, good directing by Yumin Colette Serra. I think he's a pretty capable director. He has a couple of things like Unknown and Run All Night, but I enjoy Orphan, House of Wax, the remake, Nonstop. I enjoy The Shallows. I enjoy. So, The Commuter was definitely another good one, and Liam Neeson did a really great job what made the movie, especially also that I love that one funny joke I just mentioned. So, but when I review this, I'll get more details into it. So, but number 8 is the Commuter. So I don't know why I made my mistake with that. So once again, 11. That's why why it's the title. That's why you have the title because I misled it by stupidly mistakenly. Rampage, Ready Player One, number 11. Number 10, A Quiet Place. Number 9, The Meg. And number 8, The Commuter. So I apologize for me misleading on the numbers right there. So that was number 8, The Commuter. And then number 7 is a film that hasn't come out on DVD yet, but I enjoy though. Although, once again, little nitpicks though, but overall I did enjoy it, and that is of Overlord. World War II horror film. For the most part, I enjoy the cast. The overall was very solid, especially our 2 leads. One character, if I have to look up, how they mispronounce the guy's name. Yuvan Adipo or Depot. I forget how to mispronounce his name though, but he did a really good job. And the second lead guy, Wyatt Russell, who is the son of Kurt Russell, he definitely did a good job as well. And the director, who I'm not too familiar with though, but I thought he did a really good job with the movie. The score I enjoyed. The effects, especially there was a lot of good practical effects in there, which I do appreciate. And especially, well, the score, which I remember in the trailer, AC/DC's Hell's Bells was playing. It's always good to have AC/DC. Although it wasn't like the trailer. It may seem like it was gonna be a full-on horror movie, but especially when we had AC/DC playing though. But it wasn't like that though. But regardless, though, I still enjoy the film though. It was more the horror stuff that doesn't happen till like I would say like the midpoint of the movie. I would say I have to remember when they actually happened. I think it was at the midpoint when the horror started to happen. But overall, I still enjoy the film, and the film didn't have a downbeat ending, which that's another thing I did like. It didn't end no sequel bait ending, which didn't need to be, but it was a good ending. The cast does a good job. The effects, the score, the pacing. Like I said, building up until it gets to the horror part. I think it was like the midpoint of the movie, though. So it wasn't really a full-on horror film because half of it didn't happen yet, though. But still, and also for the lead female woman as well, she did a good job as well. And especially she had one moment where the flamethrower to light one of them on fire. That was a cool moment. And it wasn't really a full-on action as well. That was nothing. You get some action here and there, but it wasn't full-on zombie action, but I still like the film, and to me, I thought this would be a film that my brother would like because he plays the Call of Duty, the Nazi zombies all the time, which this trailer reminded me of. Though I thought this would be a film that was for him, but no, of course, because the trailer it played AC/DC, and that's why. It didn't pull him in. So basically, he blames AC/DC, Hell's Bells, in the trailer for not making him watch it because it wasn't be taken seriously. Really? Because it goes against what he plays. He played Nazi zombies on the Call of Duty stuff. This film I thought would be something right up his alley, but no. Once AC/DC played in the trailer, it's just no. It ruined it for me. AC/DC ruined it for me. I don't get how his mind works. Something that he likes, but one song from a good rock band ruins it in the trailer. I don't get him sometimes. I don't. So yeah, but I enjoy Overlord, which is not to be confusing with the anime name because it's the same name. I've heard of the anime of Overlord, but just make sure you don't get confused with the anime. So. But the cast, score, effects, where the action bits was good, and the ending was good as well. So, number 7, Overlord. So, when I get on DVD, I'll get more into it, so. Now, moving on to number 6. Probably, I'll say the best Marvel film of this year, because I thought it was better than the first one, and that is of Deadpool 2. And I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed it much better than the first one. A lot more funny, and Ryan Reynolds, once again, great job as Deadpool. Josh Brolin, I thought he did a really good job as Cable. Although I did like him, he was good as Thanos. Which I'll get into, but I said before, I don't love the film for a couple reasons, though. But he did a good job as Thanos, too, acting-wise. But I enjoyed his performance as Cable as well. Although I would like to see what happens to Dolph Lundgren because he kind of looked the part to play Cable as well. More of the humor was hilarious as well, and the director David Leitch, who co-direct the first John Wick, which he directed Atomic Blonde, though it was disappointing though, but he did a really good job with this film. So. David Leitch did a good job. More like there's different song choices in here, cast wise. What else? The girl, I think it was Monica. No, who played Domino? Was it I forget who played Domino. Oh, I think it was Azizi Beats. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was her who played Domino. It was cool. You can see got bill appearances by Terry Crews as well, which he's right there. T.J. Miller. Even a little appearance by like the girl, the guy, the person who's like called the Vanisher, or the Vanisher, like sort of like Invisible Man, basically. Which you see like him like there, the parachute right there. When he dies though, when he gets electrocuted, you see it's actually Brad Pitt. I thought it was funny how with the ending, how Deadpool uses a Cable's time device to alter certain things. Like he kills real Ryan Reynolds from not taking the script for the Green Lantern. Of course, I'm sorry. I'm still one of the few people who likes the 2011 Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. I'm still one of the few. Everybody hates it though, but I'm still one of the few that actually likes that movie. But I get the joke of it, yes. Or even when he, or even he kills the fake Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine. When he first meets with Wolverine, he just goes straight and shoots in the head. It's like, oh, it's okay now. But overall, I find this a lot more funnier and better than the first one. I like the first one though, but I still this is a better than the first one. And Ryan Reynolds, he was made to play Deadpool. He's just perfect as Deadpool. So, yeah, and even on the back here, Hugh Jackman say a work of genius. It is epic. I can't believe I just said that. So yeah. But I had a lot of fun with Deadpool. I think this is the best Marvel film. And I will still say that none of the other like Infinity War or Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'll put them as honorable mentions, because for the reasons. But I had a lot of fun with Deadpool 2, and a lot more funnier, and I'll get that when I review Deadpool 2, so I'll get around that. So that's number 6. Number 5. This one I don't have the DVD yet though, but I'll have to get it though. But and that is of Mission Impossible Fallout. And I really enjoyed this sequel. I think it's been like the best. This one's been called like the best one in the series yet, and made more money than any other one in this franchise too. So, once again, Tom Cruise good as Ethan Hunt. Returning cast members Simon Pegg, Vig Rhames, Alec Baldwin. Even you have Angela Bassett in it. Henry Cavill, which I don't like as Superman, but in this film he really surprised me. I thought he did a good job in this film. It's kind of funny because I don't like him as the new Superman. I don't. Not Man of Steel, not Superman, Batman v Superman. No. But here he surprised me. I thought he did a good job in this film. So, but and the actions I enjoy, and it's more of Tom Cruise's stunt work as well. I don't know much more of this because I don't have the DVD. I have to rewatch it again. So, but once I get the DVD and rewatch it, then I'll give more details in this because I saw this one all the way back during the summer. So can't remember much about it. It's bad to rewatch it again. So that's why I have to get the DVD. So there are ones I haven't gotten yet. So, but I remember just the action, Tom Cruise, the rest of the supporting cast members, even including Henry Cavill. And Because it shows this one no sign of slowing. This franchise not slowing down yet. So because this one became the highest grossing one in the franchise, is critically and financially as well. So not surprised to expect for another one to come out. So, but I enjoyed Mission Impossible Fallout. I thought this was going to be in my top 3 though, but that was during the summer, so I had to wait for some other ones to come along though. But it's worthy to be in my top 5. But I enjoyed Mission Impossible Fallout. So that's number 5. When I get the DVD, then I'll review it properly. So, but yeah, number 5, Mission Impossible Fallout. Love it. Now moving to number 4, I reviewed this briefly, but I didn't get this one. I felt I didn't want to spoil everything in this one, but to me, this is Nicolas Cage's best performance I've seen, and that is of Mandy. I really love this movie. It's too bad this didn't get a wide release. Because Nicolas Cage did such an excellent performance in this film. Everything I just love about it. I love how the film looks. The score by Johan Johansson, who passed away earlier this year, so he did a great job with the score. Panos Cosmatos, like I said before, the son of director George P. Cosmatos, who directed Leviathan, Rambo 2, Cobra, Tombstone, Of Unknown Origin. His son who directed this. He did a really great job with this film. He knew what he was doing, and he did a fine job with this film. Steele, he helped wrote the story of this film, as well as a screenplay with another co-writer, but he did a really great job with this film. Nicolas Cage, he gave an outstanding performance. The villain, I enjoy. He was not like a villain that was like phoning it in. He did a great job with this film as a villain. Bill Duke, it was cool to see him for the one. He's only in for one scene though, but it was cool to see him make an appearance because I like Bill Duke. There's a lot of the stuff that happens in this film. Some of it's very trippy, and yeah, there are some trippy scenes. But action-wise, I enjoy Nicolas Cage. It's a great revenge story, and this one, like Overlord, didn't have a downbeat ending either. Because this is like action / horror as well. So if it's like a horror film, didn't have a downbeat ending like Overlord did, which I do appreciate. I've seen this a couple horror films. You can technically say it's a horror film, but it has action in it as well. But 2 horror films I like this year that didn't have a downbeat ending, which I do like, as most of horror films nowadays do have a downbeat ending. Well, I should say A Quiet Place too, because it was left that. Well, the husband died though, but Emily Blunt was go out to has the gun to save the children, to lure the monsters in with that noise. But it technically wasn't downbeat though. But I'll get to that when I get Quiet Place. But this didn't have a downbeat ending. It was a very satisfying ending, and same with Overlord. But Nicolas Cage, I think he did a really fine job. It says here, Nicolas Cage gives the performance of a lifetime. Performance-wise, he's done. I'd say this is one of his best roles yet. It's just too bad this film didn't get a wide release. Why? Although it did get a very good critical notice, as like a 92% Rotten Tomatoes, I would say it deserves that. I love this movie, Mandy. That's why in my review I didn't give too much away, because I felt like some people should check this film out. If anyone's a fan of Nicolas Cage or not, though, but I recommend checking out Mandy. That's why I didn't give too much away for this film this time, because it's just one of those films that you just really need to watch without me spoiling everything. So that's why I didn't give away much. I just felt it's a film that just needs to be to watch, just non-spoiler filled. So, but I love this film, Mandy. It's a great movie. I recommend you check it out. So that's my 4th film, Mandy. And now I'm moving on to number 3. And I would say this is an improvement over the previous sequel. I got more enjoyment than I did than the previous film. And this one has been getting more hated, even though it's getting mixed though, but it's getting more on the hate side. But it's all subjective though. But to me, I enjoy this film, and a lot more things I appreciate than I did in the previous film, and that is of a film of my favorite franchise of all time, with my all-time favorite film, that is of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I enjoyed Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Like I said, I enjoyed this previous than Jurassic World. Well, I have more. This film had more stuff for me that I had more going for. First of all, the cast, Chris Pratt, he did a good job. I thought he did more in this film than he did in the previous film. Bryce Dallas Howard, I didn't care for. I honestly overall didn't care for her in the previous film, but here I thought her performance was much more improved. I thought I proved her much more tolerable than it was in the previous film. So I thought she did. I thought she did a good job in this film. I thought she did, performance wise, was an improvement than she was in the previous film. Among other things, for the director Jay Bayona, he's usually directed a couple of horror films like The Orphanage, but he also directed the drama film called The Impossible with Ewan McGregor, even young Tom Holland, which I like. But I haven't seen The Orphanage. And he also directed a film called A Monster Calls, which I have not seen. I think Liam Neeson was who voices the monster. So, but more thing is that what mentioned with the director is that they say he directed like the horror films like The Orphanage, or I don't think The Monster Calls is a horror film though, but why I mentioned, because this film, why I like is they made more. It was much more of a darker sequel, and added more elements of horror into it. That's why I think I liked about it. It was more. It made it more darker tone, add a little more horror elements into it, which I liked. And there was more practical dinosaur animatronics I've seen, especially with the T-Rex in the container they had like later in the movie, or more of the animatronics of Blue, and there was a couple with the Indoraptor as well, which I do appreciate more than the previous film, which was only the dying Apatosaur in the previous film, but so there was more practical effects, which I do appreciate. And the director did a good job. The cast overall, and yeah, even though the villain with their whole thing was not much, with their whole plan to sell the dinosaurs it's too cliched, yes, but I can do it because like if you hate every cliche, you're not like the film. So, but how with the characters, like you have Rafe Spall as the character. What was his name? I forget what his character's name was in this film. Yeah, Toby Jones, who voiced Dobby in Harry Potter and also played Arnim Zola in Captain America. Ted Levine, was nice to see him in there. He was the mercenary of this film. Buffalo Bill himself from The Silence of the Lambs. So it was cool to see Ted Levine in there. James Cromwell is in it as well. B.D. Wong returns, as well as Jeff Goldblum. The score by Michael Giacchino. So yeah, so Jurassic. So that's why I think this was an improvement over the previous film. Of course, it was given mixed reception, like 50-50 perhaps, probably because saying didn't bring nothing else new to the franchise. Which I'm sorry, I think the stuff that Jurassic World, the previous one, I would say I was slightly disappointed in. But this I thought was a much more improvement over. That's why I put this in my top 3. This is why I put it as number 3, because it had more things that I thought was more improvement over the previous film. The darker tone atmosphere, the horror elements, the practical stuff, and our two characters had more to do. So, But yeah, especially with my favorite franchise, Jurassic Park, my all-time favorite film. I enjoy The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3. When I review Jurassic World, because next year I'll think, well, by the time is this video, it will be next year. So, but I'll Jurassic World and I'll do this film. So why, like I said, I think this is more better than the previous one. Although it was surprisingly made over like $1,300,000,000 worldwide, it's a little bit below the previous film though. But I didn't think it would make this much money, come close to making with Jurassic World. So, still a lot of firepower. So, yeah. But Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, I enjoy. That's why this is my third film, number 3. So. So that was number 3. Now number 2 is a film that I just also really love. Just like Mandy, I really love this movie as well. And that is of Searching. I don't have the DVD either though, but I have to get it as soon as I can. But I love Searching with John Cho. He did such a great job. And like performance-wise, Nicolas Cage and John Cho's performance were like the best performances I've seen. But the whole concept of what I like about Searching is like the whole thing. It's like the premise is, it's like Unfriended. You know, Unfriended, how it takes place like the screen of a person's laptop. It's just like that though. That's what Searching is. John Cho, he's missing for his daughter. His daughter goes missing. He's searching for her. Help with this female detective, which she also does a good job as well. And I just really love it. John Cho, for that film, John Cho's performance is the best part of this movie. He's such a fantastic performance. And of course, the film, on a low budget, was $1 million. It made money easily, about $75 million, although domestically $26 million though. But it should have been. It wasn't that as huge, and I think it should have made more money than that. And well, because people are sort of seeing all the more popular ones. It's like that, it's like with Mandy, they're sort of like under the radar, where people are flying to see the more popular ones instead of like the ones like with great performance wise, like John Cho or Nicolas Cage. Well, Mandy made like $1 million because it was only given a limited release in certain select cities. Didn't deserve that. But this film just. The whole premise of the film and John Cho's performance, and well, I haven't got the DVD because I need to rewatch it again, because a lot of times when I review things I rewatch it a second time, so that way it stays fresh in my mind, so I know why I get more details why I love about it. That's why certain ones on my list, like, I haven't got DVDs for, but I need to get those, like Mission Impossible Fallout or A Quiet Place or Overlord hasn't come out on DVD yet though, but I'll get that when I can because I enjoy that film too. But Searching, I need to get that one as soon as I can. But when I review it, then I'll get more details why I enjoy the film. But I love Searching. It was just such a great movie, and that film got like a critically acclaimed percentage of Rotten Tomatoes, like a Mandy. I think it was 92% Rotten Tomatoes, just like Mandy as well. And all the critics love the film, but just wish it, but box office wise, wasn't that huge. So, but when I get the DVD, I'll review it more. But number 2 is Searching. I just love that movie. So, yeah. But that's number 2 though. And now for my number 1. I explained this before. This is my favorite film this year. And that is, when I reviewed it, and I said before, Christopher Robin. I explained before why I love this film, because, like I said, Winnie the Pooh and his friends were very special characters that Disney characters that I grew up loving from the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh show, and the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh as well. And just Winnie the Pooh was a very special Disney character, along with his friends with Tigger, Piglet, Rabbit, Eeyore, I just love them growing up, and I reviewed the 2011 Winnie the Pooh film as well, and Jim Cummings' his excellent performance as Pooh. Well, not the original one that would voice Kaa in the original Jungle Book film, but the later after that Jim Cummings came on. But he did such a great job of voicing Pooh, as always, doing so for 30 years, man. As well as he, voicing Tigger as well, which he does a good job of doing voice of Tigger too. So, and Ewan McGregor, I thought he did a really good job as playing an adult Christopher Robin. I enjoy Ewan McGregor. Haley Atwell plays his wife, Haley Atwell played Peggy Carter from the Marvel universe, who plays his wife. A little smudge there. So, but she was fine as well. But Ewan McGregor as adult Chris Robin, saying that how he grew up, with his letting go of his childhood stuff, like being an adult, you have more responsibilities, no time for childish things, until when Pooh comes back into his life, make him feel like a kid again. But I love this film just because, like I said, Pooh is very special. Pooh and his friends were very special Disney characters I grew up loving, and Jim Cummings is still voicing Pooh, how he talks, and just really just adds that how Pooh is being Pooh, as well as Tigger and everyone else. So yeah, I've already reviewed this film, so you can check out why I love this film. So that's why it's my favorite. It's my favorite film this year. And Mark Forrest did a good job with the film. Like, he directed World War Z, though. I like that film, but he also directed what was the second James Bond film with Daniel Craig, and was it The Quantum of Solace? But I like World War Z, but he did a good job with this film as well. I think he also directed, Finding Neverland as well. I think he did. But I love Christopher Robin. Winnie the Pooh. But yeah. Alright, fine. So yeah, that's my favorite film of this year. Christopher Robin. So just to recap, yeah, I miscalculated with the whole number 11 thing. So yeah, number 11 would be Rampage and Ready Player One. Like, to put their flaws together and put all the positive things, put them together. That's why I make it number 11. So yeah, number 10 is A Quiet Place. Number 9, The Meg. Number 8. Number 8 is number 9 is The Meg. Number 8, The Commuter. Number 7, Overlord. Number 6, Deadpool 2. Number 5, Mission Impossible Fallout. Number 4, Mandy. Number 3, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Number 2, Searching. And then number 1, Christopher Robin. Just to recap. So my top 11. So, but I don't know how somehow I screwed up with the whole numbers at the beginning, though. I don't know how I screwed that up, though. But yeah. But those are my top favorite films of 11 favorite films this year. And so as 2008 comes to an end, we're now entering 2019. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, movie reviews, and see you all in next year in 2019. Later.